Hello everyone, lots of dolls here, and I was just scrolling through eBay, looking at stuff, the usual, checked Vinted, Kijiji, all that stuff, and then I came across this ad for a new doll. That's apparently the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive doll that just came out. That I knew they were coming out with a new doll this year, but I didn't know when. So I did check Mattel Creations website and it was sold out. I'm not surprised. I was like maybe 9 minutes after it was released or something that I checked, but whatever, it was sold out, which is fine. But the same problems seem to be occurring as they were before with this website, how people were in the cart having their items and not being able to purchase them. Now, because the time limit was very short, I'm sure a lot of people missed out on this or just weren't aware of it, but I'm going to talk about what I liked about the design, and I didn't like the Count Dracula doll. I also do think in a limited edition, like a female version of Dracula, it was really cool too. I just would have liked the option for both versions, because I think that both cools were interesting and an alternate interpretation. So that's what I will be talking about today. So first things first, I think she was like $160 on eBay. I will show you the listing, not the seller. Do not buy from them. Just don't do it. Don't do it. For me, I don't buy any Monster High dolls worth anything over $100. In my opinion, it is not worth more than $100, which works for me because there's so many dolls that I just can't get simply within that budget. Like Comic-Con exclusive Ghoulia, for an example, but it's fine. I'm not super attached to any of the Comic-Con dolls anyways. First saw this doll, the first thing that came to mind was Power Ghouls. Back in the day, 2013 I think, Monster High had the Power Ghouls exclusive to Target only. I never saw the dolls in stores. Target was short-lived in Canada. Doesn't mean they weren't there before it closed, but I've just never seen them in person. But I've always liked this line of dolls because it reminded me so much like Ghoulia and Weberella, whose both designs I really, really liked. So this is where I'm going to start about the positives. What I like about this doll, well, honestly, there's not that much I really like about her. What I like is the pants. But even then, that's really it for me. Like the bodysuit, that's about it. I don't like a lot of things. For starters, I don't like the shawl thing. It seems like it's too much. There's no cape added. I don't like how the leggings don't cut off at the boots. It's a small pet peeve that a lot of some doll YouTubers have, and I can see why. And you're paying a lot of money for this doll, so for it to not cut off, not have the boots tall enough for it to be cut off there, is disappointing. I also don't like that the doll is in black and white, and it's not because it's another black and white doll. You know how there was the original black and white San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Frankie back in 2010, and there was also the Skull Shores version of black and white Frankie, which wasn't an exclusive to Comic-Con, but it was I think it was a Walmart exclusive or something back in the day. But it was a cheaper alternative for the people who missed out for the Comic-Con exclusive, and I personally fell in love with that Frankie. That Frankie was my favorite Monster High doll in my collection for the longest time because of how beautiful the black and white contrast was. She looked like a black and white photo, and I loved that about her. That's what drew me to her in the first place. So, I do really like black and white dolls, but there's so much Frankie. At least 3 that I can think of on the top of my head. The Ghostbusters one from 2016, so if you do want to pretend that reboot didn't happen, totally fine. But then there's still 2 other Comic-Con exclusive Frankies. One Comic-Con exclusive Frankie, the black and white one, but there's also the Haute Couture. if you want to exclude the Haute Couture one, then it still ends up being 2, which is the original black and white Frankie, Comic-Con exclusive 2010, and now this Voltageous Frankie 2022 exclusive with the comic book, not action figure. Just wanted to correct myself there. You keep defaulting to Frankie, and not to mention she literally just got another doll out, Haute Couture doll, as well, in the Cree Productions. And both the Haute Couture and this doll were both exclusive dolls, technically. This one was Comic-Con exclusive, one wasn't. But it was still Mattel exclusive. So that just rubs me the wrong way that back in the day you would have bought this doll and you later on get another shot to technically buy her. She's technically a fusion between the Wave 1 Frankie Black and White edition meets the Power Ghouls line. And there's nothing wrong with this, but it just feels lazy to me. Like, you had so many ideas, that things you could have done. You could have used operetta. Oh my god, you could have done a Phantom of the Opera themed Comic-Con exclusive. I would have paid for that. Could have used operetta. You could have used Rochelle, Venus, Scara maybe again. I don't know. Or Iris, I mean. Oh god, there's so many good characters that you could choose. Heck, Laguna never got a Comic-Con exclusive doll. Out of the original ones, no, she never did. Neither did Claudine, but Claudine finally got the Haute Couture. But it's just, there's so many dolls and ideas, and I'm going to show you a few designs for what I came up with of possible Comic-Con exclusive dolls. And Mattel, if you're interested in hiring me, I'm available. But it's really not that hard to think of something new and different. The other thing that I really don't like about this is not the doll itself, but the platform. It's not really accessible. It's not really accessible. As I mentioned in my previous video about Dracula, how the dolls aren't easy accessible for people to get. Now, I understand that it's supposed to be a limited edition exclusive thing to that event, but Comic-Con's a very hard thing to get into. I first found out about this doll, like, I think maybe a month ago, and I was literally looking at Comic-Con tickets or whatever, just curious to see what it's all about. I've always wanted to go to Comic-Con, but I've never gotten the opportunity because I live in Canada, right? I've never gotten the opportunity simply because of that. I couldn't drive. I didn't have the car when I was a kid, and I didn't have an alternative here. So I missed out on those dolls, and specifically the only one I was really interested in was the Comic-Con exclusive Ghoulia, which is never happening. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is that this event is hard enough to get to. It costs a lot, it's hard to get to, it's time consuming, and it's fun, but it's busy and there's a lot of people you have to grab. Now, they give this opportunity to buy them online on Mattel, but the dolls sell out in 6 minutes, which I checked 9 minutes in, so I was late. So that's what I meant earlier. But it's just so frustrating from somebody who wants to support Mattel, but doesn't get the opportunities to, especially from overseas. And they did a limit of 2 dolls. So thank you for taking the limit, Mattel. Thank you for putting a limit on the dolls. However, it's still the same problem with the website. Like, why isn't it more accessible? Why isn't there a limit to 1 doll instead of 2? Scalpers are just buying them, probably using different accounts and shit to just buy the dolls and sell them for the price I've been showing you. Literally, like, what was that? $150? Plus tax would have been like $240 or something? God, and not to mention shipping. The shipping as well. And that doll is already sold out, by the way. And what's crazy about it is that people will buy it. And as I witnessed today, a few hours later, I check up on the doll online, and she's sold out. So she's clearly high in demand. And she's, like, just been found out, and she's on pre-order, or was, and now she's sold out. Sometimes I wish Mattel would just give us the quantity of how many dolls they release. Like, is it 5,000? Like, how many do they actually make? Just out of curiosity's sake, so I can plan it if I want to get one. I don't know how much the doll would have been on Mattel's Creations. I will put the price here of what it was. I think it would have been around $65 because that's what the dolls were in the past, but it's possible the price went up because, you know, COVID and just about everything else, really. A desperate times calls for more greedy people. I get you want to make a living, which I understand in the scalper's perspective. However, you're selling it for a ridiculous amount of money, trying to rip people off for a living, and that is not okay. And I mean, I get it. If you want the doll, by all means, pay for the money. I'm not going to stop you. I can't. Anyways, but it's just think about who you're buying from, because you're feeding into this if you do buy from them, and it's something that I wish Mattel would take into consideration. That's all I really have to say about this doll. I would have if I had the opportunity to walk into Walmart or Toys R Us and see the Dracula doll, I would have bought her, hands down. I would have supported Mattel, but I don't get that opportunity because I don't have options online to buy things. And a lot of other younger fans would have had this same situation as I did. Not only the money, but just the fact that it's, like, which is reasonably priced, by the way. Like, I have no problems with the amount of the money that it's cost. I get that the details are a lot. They're collector's dolls. However, the accessibility, I feel like, is something Mattel really needs to take into consideration. People want to support you, like I've mentioned, and it's frustrating to not being able to do so. And they just drop the dolls so quickly, too. Like, it's not like you get a chance to really save or anything. I haven't heard any news about Haunted Couture, Cleo, and Laguna yet. Like, going off of this logic, it'll probably be 6 fucking minutes, too, before they're sold out. But I don't even know if I'll like their designs, because this doll was lazy and disappointing to me. I love the black and white face mold, but it would have been nice if they did it in a different character, like Twyla, maybe. Or, you know, all the other ones that I've mentioned. Ooh, the Werecat sisters. Yes, they're amazing. They could have had a Comic-Con exclusive. Oh my god, I am so passionate about this. And I'm rambling, but, you know, it's just something I have to talk about. And I'm still waiting for the movie, and I'm not going to make another video about it until it drops, because the other video I deleted simply because I didn't feel proud of it anymore. I didn't believe what I said, and I deleted it simply for those reasons. I'm going to just simply bite my tongue and wait till the movie comes out to judge it. Quality-wise, I don't have this doll. I don't know. No idea, just like Dracula. No idea if the doll is quality-wise it. But they seem to also have included a mini action figure of Frankie, which is like the Comic-Con exclusive Ghoulia did. So that's what you like, you know. If you want to get it, by all means, like I said, I'm not going to stop you. But it's just more of a pet peeve that I have, not with the doll itself, but more so Mattel. It's frustrating. But anyways, that's really all I have to, like, talk about for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good day, and please let me know down below. Did you get the doll? Did you not? What are your thoughts on it? And, I'll see you in the next one. See ya!